Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Tao from Amazonian Angelfish. And in this video, this is a continuation from part 1. This is part 2 of my, journey of getting these fish and prepping my fish tank and everything. So part 1 was about disinfecting the fish tank and getting the sponge filter disinfected and all that stuff. And this is going to be a continuation. We're going to jump right back in where we left off. And that's where my wife was painting my fish tank stand. So yeah, let's continue on with the journey. Alright, here we go. First dip of the paint going on to the stand right now. Yep, just do what you need. Yep, anyways fine. It's a beautiful color. We will be doing a home renovation, guys. Just want to let you guys know that we had two options. The first one for us was to buy a new house, but even though that house is in our budget, the house is very expensive nowadays, and our option was to buy a new house, get a nice beautiful house how we always wanted it, but because of that, we are unable to go on vacation. We can't do spontaneous things. We can't do, honestly, I don't think I can do my fish room. Amazonian Angelfish will probably be it, as you guys see here on videos, and I'll probably have to discontinue Amazonian Angelfish. However, the other option was just stay here in this house and do home renovation and live life as is. Right now we live in Milwaukee. It's a pretty decent neighborhood. Milwaukee is ghetto, but Milwaukee is also pretty centralized to our area too, and we can go anywhere where we like within Milwaukee without having to travel too far, along with the commute with work and everything. So we decided to stay here. We're gonna finalize this fish room right here, and I'm gonna be doing the whole basement renovation, opening up a lot of spaces for us to live down here, so that I'm gonna show you guys a little bit how the basement look like right now, my fish room and everything. Just gonna pan around. I've got all my junk here. All this fish room right here I plan to remodel and everything. All the walls over here are gonna be all dried wall. These are just wood wall painted white. This is our color of choice when we first came here, and obviously we're moving things around, so just trying to clear things out. This stuff over here used to be a couch and everything, but right now it's just a storage area for us and our exercise area. We're gonna be installing a bathroom in here, guys. So, and all the tanks that you guys see right here, it's gonna be rearranged and everything. Don't want to talk too much about that. That'll be for future plans, but just letting you guys know that I probably won't be putting up new videos for anytime soon. But yeah, this is the fish room right now in preparation for the new fish coming in, guys. And I just want to make sure that everything is ready before the new fish comes in this upcoming Monday here. And I'll show you guys the next step of what I do here. And right now we're just letting the paint dry for a while, and gonna do probably a couple more coats before putting water in there. This is what I listen to. This is what I used to hold my phone during water change. I use that to listen to music, blast the music. And this is my Google Home. That's my smart speaker. But yeah, right now we're just gonna wait for the paint right here to dry and then put another layer of paint on top. Alright guys, I am totally done with the painting now. I applied the third layer and everything on here. So this is how it looks like right now. I'm gonna go ahead and start peeling the paint off right now. And there's a reason why my wife painted it this, here, and not me, because if it was me that was doing it, I would have messed up badly. And as you guys can see, the drip right there, that's my work. That's my craftsmanship right there. So yeah, that's why I let my wife paint majority of the part right here and not me painting this. So yeah, this is how it looks like so far. It's looking pretty good. It's a little bit paint over there, but it's fine. Once we do paint the house and I have some leftover paint, I'm definitely gonna do a little bit of the touch up over there. And I'm gonna go ahead and peel this part over here as well. There we go. Now we have it. So that base right there, it is gonna be all dark blue, and it's looking pretty good. I like it so far. And by doing that, it provides the fish. The fish is gonna be looking from top down, so they're gonna be looking down like this, and instead of seeing the white on the floor, they're gonna be seeing blue. And because it's a darker color, the black color on the fish is definitely gonna be popping more compared to the white coloration. And when we look at it, we won't be able to see it. It's gonna be more like a mirrored color like that compared to the black coloration like that. Alright guys, so I placed the tank back in its position here, and as you guys can see here, the edge of the tank right here, the black was painted right onto the tank here. And right now you guys are gonna see the blue right here, and this is pretty much how the new fish is gonna see this tank here. So it's gonna be black walls with blue bottom here. Alright, so the last step right now for me is to put hot water in here. So this is just straight up hot water. I know that I usually put cold water in all my fish tanks. However, this step is to pretty much sterilize the fish tank here. And what they do in surgery and what they do to, just to sterilize all the equipment is just to boil their equipments and their tools before going on to the next surgery. So what I'm doing here is pretty much the same thing, just sterilizing the tank, just putting hot water into the tank here to neutralize any life form in here. The water temperature here is probably around 90 to 95 degrees. It is pretty scorching hot. If you feel it with your hand will get burned. If your hand gets burned, then it can burn all other life form inhabitants living within this tank here. I don't want to use all my hot water, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit in there just so that the very bottom of my fish tank gets sterilized. Other than that, the walls and everything, they were exposed to air and everything dies without water. So it's only the bottom that I care about. So for now, I'm gonna put hot water in there, let it stand for 10 minutes, and after that, go ahead and put cold water in there. Alright guys, and as for the filter, I pretty much just washed it and left it outside for a couple of days here. Unfortunately, it's rainy season, and supposedly this is supposed to be drying out here with being air dried and being beaten down by the sun and just being affected environmentally by the weather, by the sun. But in this case, it's not. It's been raining, and there's moisture and everything, and there's droplets of water right there that may be harboring pathogens and everything, and there's little snails and little critters and bugs. So I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this once more before bringing it inside. And there's like little droplets of water on this part of the filter here. Little pockets of water like this will harbor any life form. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and rinse this and throw it into hot water. I got a bucket here, and I pretty much just put scorching hot water in here, just straight from the tap, and threw everything inside, just making sure that everything is submerged and everything. So I'm gonna leave it here for 10 minutes or so, just like downstairs. It is pretty hot water in here, and I did burn myself a little bit, so for sure it's gonna burn off all of the bacteria and pathogens that are aquatic. As for the bugs that were terrestrial bugs, I don't care too much about that because they don't survive in the water. But for now, my main concern is just getting rid of all of the bacterias and little bugs and pathogens that are aquatic related. Alright guys, it's been 10 minutes here, and this has just been sitting here and everything, and definitely you can see that there is a tint of purple in the water here. So definitely something is going on in here, and for sure this lets me know that all the pathogens are dead. This thing right here really is sterile now. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out and put it in that tank right now. 24 hours in, and I haven't dosed anything yet. I pretty much just let the tank do its own thing, with the sponge filter and everything. By this time, all the chlorine should be removed. However, I'm just gonna go ahead and dose some of the prime in here. Just give it a good amount. like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get the stability here, and again, give it a good amount. I don't measure or anything like that. This should be good enough. You can't go wrong with, you know, doing too much of this stuff here. Alright guys, we got the package here, and this is how the package looked like. It was supposed to be overnight, but I'm not sure what happened, and it arrived to me a day and a half later, so very early in the morning. I got this package here. Never opened it yet. This is my first and only time opening it, so I'm trying to open it with one hand. Okay, no heaters. Well, at least there. Alright, so this is how it looks like. Alright, I don't know how the condition of these are, so I'm gonna float them right now. Float them all. Alright guys, so these guys has been hanging like this for 6 hours. Man, I was in a train wreck this morning. I had jury duty. This is my jury sign. I just came right back from jury duty, and I walked outside and these guys were at my back door. I did put up a sign for them to put it in my back door, just that they don't get stolen or anything like that. But these guys are hanging out right here. I'm hoping that none of them are dead. Don't know yet until I open it, so I'm gonna go ahead and open them right now. They are really temperature acclimated and everything, so I've been always wanting these fish, and it just took me such a long time to really push myself to getting these fish. I'm always contemplating that, am I like at the level that I am at or wanting to be at, and I've always been having like doubts of myself of not being able to take care of these fish. But after consulting with my friend, my very good friend by the way, and he said that yeah, go ahead, go for these fish, they are very hardy. So I went ahead and contacted Texas Aqua, Son Yuan, he's the owner. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys what these fish look like. These are the Altums. These are the true Altums, the one and only Altums that there is. Not some fake Altums or anything like that, not some wannabe Altums. These are the true Altums. And man, I talked myself out of buying these guys for such a long time. But yeah, these are the fish that I got. Alright guys, so what you guys are seeing here is me doing my drip acclimation here. And pretty much what I did is that I cut the airline tubing in half. One of them is used for the bubbler, and the other part is going to be used for drip acclimation. And what you guys are seeing here is that I am slowly dripping the water into the styrofoam container here, and I did this for 30 minutes here. And after that, I went ahead and slowly increased the flow a little bit here, just so that they are used to the new water parameters. I already know that they are good on temperature already. Right now I am just acclimating them for my water parameter difference, and this is the way to go for introducing very delicate species of fish into your aquarium. And right now, as you guys can see, I've increased the flow of the water drastically, and it is definitely flowing out of the airline tubing here. Once it is almost full like this, I'm gonna go ahead and dump out most of the water, and I'm probably gonna be using the Python to suck up all of the black stuff that is in there. After that, I'm gonna continue the drip acclimation. Pretty much what this does is that because the water in the styrofoam, it was initially 25%. It came with the fish, and right now it is the parameter is acclimated by 3/4. So I want to fully acclimate these guys, and if I just go ahead and nut these guys and put them into the tank right here, the water parameter is still too much of a difference for them. So I want to slowly introduce them to the new water parameter. So I'm gonna repeat the cycle all over again. It's been 1 hour and 20 minutes already at this stage right now. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the cycle. It's probably gonna be another hour or so. So it's gonna be a little bit over 2 hours for the drip acclimation and everything. So yeah, these guys will definitely be very acclimated into my water. Alright, now that the water has settled and everything, all the detritus is all the way on the bottom, I'm gonna go ahead and use the python right here. And this python is dedicated for this tank only. I don't use this python for anything else, just so that I don't introduce anything into here at this stage right here. It's a very critical stage where if there is any bacteria going on, the bacteria might attack these fish, because these fish are still stressed from shipping and they don't have the proper immune system set up yet. So right now I'm just pretty much siphoning all of the poop and detritus on the bottom of the tank here as much as I possibly can. That's just because I don't like poop into my fish tank or whatever black stuff that might be coming with them here. I'm not sure what it is. I'm pretty sure it's poop. These guys look like they're pretty well fed. But yeah, that's the goal for now, is to get rid of all of this, you know, poop and everything on here. Basically, I'm attempting to lower the water level down so that I can dilute the old water in here that came with the fish bag as much as I possibly can. Once that happens, it will be more like a 90% water parameters matching from the styrofoam here compared to the fish tank. So yeah, that's the process of this. Compared to if just netting them out, then it's going to be a really big shock in terms of water parameter. You know, anything that has to do with like pH range and everything like that, hardness, and I don't measure any of that stuff, and the TDS and all that stuff. I don't measure all that stuff. I'm just a simple guy, but I do know that those stuff do exist, and I just want to make sure that that stuff matches as best as they can, or gives the angelfish as much chance as possible to stay alive and be healthy and not be stressed out. Alright guys, now that the water is emptied out, I didn't want to take too much. I only took out as much as I needed before the angelfish start going sideways, kind of like that one right there and that one. Before they, you know, fully go sideways, they're just a little bit tilting. And then I went ahead and add the water back in through the drip acclimation. The water right here is flowing out just like normal, and I added the air stone back in to make sure that there's constant water flowing in here. Alright, now that the water inside of the styrofoam here is half filled, I'm gonna go ahead and increase the flow rate of this tubing right here to maximum. There's no knot or anything like that, and the only knot that there is this small little kink right here, and there's a few of them going on in this tubing. One right there and one right there, just because this is a new air tubing, and you know how the bend is from the store, that's just how it is. So yeah, increasing the flow, max flow right here, and yeah, now it's still another waiting game. It is another hour that has passed by, and I'm getting kind of impatient, so I'm gonna go ahead and increase the flow here. Pretty much technically the water in here is already very similar to the water parameters inside of the tank over here now, and you know, by doing that it's almost the same. So I'm going to increase the flow rates here so that it speeds up the process. The water is pretty much the same, so I'm not too worried about that. But yes, initially I have to be careful about the flow rate and everything, but for now it's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and quickly do that part, and after that I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of some of the water in there. I'm gonna go ahead and catch the fish inside of this styrofoam right here. Pretty much my thought process behind it is that my hand is much softer compared to a fish net. My hand won't break any of their finnage compared to if they're inside the net. If one of their fins, their pectoral fins, is, you know, turned funny or anything like that, it might get broken. But for now, the best bet is just to catch them with my hand and plop them into the fish tank. Alright, so all the fish are currently in here, and what I got here are Altums, guys, and this is just like legit minutes of putting them in here, and they are already swimming and everything. These are the true Altums from Orinoco, These are captive bred F1s. These guys were bred in Vietnam and imported here from the same owner and everything, so they really know what they are doing. There are multiple sources or distribution of Altums, and I could have just bought Altums from anybody else. I know that Sun, he bred these guys himself in hard water. These are tank raised. They're not gonna die, so that's the reason why I got these guys. Before putting them in here, I did lower the level of the water right here just a little bit. I did vacuum the whole floor here and everything just to get rid of all the little planktons and everything that was dead on there. And this water here is very clean and everything. And also the water from the drip acclimation, it also helped lower this tank here a little bit. The reason why I did this is because I want to stress the fish out as least as possible. With a taller tank right here, it creates higher pressure for these fish right here, and I also want to lower the pressure on these guys so that they are not too stressed out. So I'm gonna go ahead and dose this tank right here with Melifix. I have the Melifix bottle here. This is the big boy jug. This is used for ponds and it's from API. And they have like a dosage amount right here. And usually I just do like the math and everything. And it turned out to be 60 gallons, so 1 milliliters per 10 gallon. I'm gonna do 6 milliliters for that. Alright, I got 3 milliliters here. This is 3 milliliter pipette. I'm gonna go ahead and dose the entire tank right here. That's the first drop, and right here is gonna be the second one. Spreading it out so that it's not so concentrated in one area here. Last step here, I'm gonna use aquarium salt from API. Pretty much, you know, this is what it does. It gets rid of all the bacteria and everything. And in this tank space, the 60 gallon, I'm going to be using a little bit more than 1/3 cup here. So this is going to go directly into the tank here. And just, you know, kind of like sprinkle them in here. And same for over here. Sprinkle them in here. And do the middle portion, just so that it is evenly spread throughout the entire tank here. So yeah, that's the process for now. That's the step and everything. So the Melifix gets rid of all of the bacteria in here along with the salt. I know that this tank is pretty sterile, but it's just like preventative measures just so that nothing lives in here. It allows the fish to truly become of, you know, comfort in here first before slowly introducing those bacteria into the fish tank here. And they're already starting to look good in here. They're swimming and everything. Alright guys, it has been 5 days that has passed by, and I just started feeding these guys yesterday. And basically what the owner told me is that don't feed them until Monday, and right now it's Monday at the time of recording. I did feed them yesterday, and they seem to be taking in the flakes. They are definitely hungry enough. I'm very far away from them, and I'm way across, all the way across the room. That's why quality is very poor, but I just want to show them to you guys before I end the video here. They are eating and everything. They are doing well. I have not seen any deaths or anything, and you know, they are starting to come out and be more comfortable. Unfortunately, I had to do a basement remodeling, basement makeover, renovation, whatever you want to call it. Unfortunately, these guys had to move once again, but I'm hoping that they don't get moved too soon. I want them to settle in a little bit first before moving them to the next section of my house here. So yeah, I just want to showcase them to you guys, how they look like. I don't want to get too close to spook them or anything. Just because I bought Altums doesn't mean that I am a Altum expert. No, I am just a beginner. This is my first time purchasing and buying Altums, and man, I am very excited, yet at the same time it's very nerve-wracking to know that I have such delicate and expensive species in my fish room here. Me breeding the Altum is like the ultimate thing that I can ever do in my fish keeping hobby. I've never kept discus before. Those are a different story in itself, but in terms of angelfish, the Altums are the king of angelfish. And if I can keep these guys alive, maybe even breed them in the future, I will have more information on them. Right now, just because I keep them and I bought them does not mean that I am an expert. Until then guys, I will see you guys on the next video. I hope you guys enjoy my video here, and I hope you guys enjoy a little bit of sneak peek about what's gonna happen in the fish room in the future. So look forward to that video. It's probably gonna be a long time again until before I post up another video out there, just knowing that I'm gonna be doing a renovation of my entire basement. I want to take you guys along with me from start to finish. So hang in there guys. I am selling some of my fish to get rid of the fish room here. Not much left in stock, but just trying to get rid of as much as I can and really focusing on my breeding goals. Alright guys, until next time, I'll see you guys on the next video.